Hola beauties, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hello, my name is Gurish Kaur. Firstly, thank you so much for tuning in. And yes, today I created this damn so colorful and creative double cut crease look using a full face of Swiss Beauty products. Majority of the products I am Shukit sis. So to know more that which products exactly did I use from Swiss Beauty and what I think about each of them as I spill my mini reviews throughout the tutorial, please keep on watching. And yes, your girl also found two high-end product dupes of MAC and Seattle London within Swiss Beauty, and that's insane. So keep on watching the video and do not skip any part so that you exactly know what I'm talking about. Alrighty, so let's get started and right into it. So I'm planning to do more so over like an intricate eye look, like a very colorful eyeshadow look, maybe a cut crease. We never know. I never plan my eyeshadow looks for YouTube especially. So let's see where this video takes us. And to begin with, because I'm planning to do like more of a colorful look, I actually want to start with doing my eyes first and then onto my base. I'm going to start with using the eyebrow pencil from Swiss Beauty. By the way, this one is in the shade dark brown. If you guys have seen my trying out inexpensive makeup video that I link here, you must have seen this pencil already, and I quite really like it. It's a very nice, super affordable eyebrow pencil. I was about to say eyeshadow pencil. It's a very nice, super affordable eyebrow pencil. It's just that I'm not really fond of this sort of pencil tips. I prefer like a very fine micro brow tip instead, so that is that. But otherwise, if you're on a look for a budget eyebrow pencil, you can actually check this one out. It's super inexpensive. It's just for 49 bucks, I believe. That's really cool. And yes, I've not gotten my brows done still. I don't know what will take me to actually go to the parlor and get my brows done, so we're just gonna ignore that. I'm just gonna fill them up as much as I can and carve them out. However, did anyone notice I actually did shorten up my brows? Can you guys really make a difference? So I did shorten up and cut just the tail, a little bit of the tail, because earlier my brow used to come till here, to basically have more of a face lift going on, and also more importantly to create more space for my creative looks. I am really feeling like doing so many like creative eyeshadow looks, and just yeah, so I did take that risk and just cut off the tail, but my brows are not tamed otherwise and they look pretty damn messy. Right, so I'm very much aware that my brows look very bold and thick, so I'm just gonna carve them out with a concealer. Trust me, trust the process, everything will fall in place. I'm just gonna take some concealer on the back of my hand and dip in my Rufa Beauty RB14 flat brush. Beautiful for cut creases and even for just carving out your brows. So I'm gonna use the same concealer as my eyeshadow base today and blend it out with my Rufa Beauty RB16 brush. Seeing the eyeshadow palette, honestly I'm very confused because there are just like two mattes. This cool toned brownie shade, and then we have this pink, and maybe just that black because it's like a satin shade. Rest all are shimmers. So I'm really unable to figure out what shades we shall go for today. Alright, nevertheless, I'm gonna start with picking up this cool toned brown shade on my RB02 brush. So I'm planning to do like a full cut crease now. Let's see where it goes. And I'm gonna just pack that in my crease in that cut crease shape. There you go. Cutting the brow tail does help. And then I'm gonna take the Rufa Beauty RB09. It's basically like a precise packing slash blending brush, and just slowly and gradually just scratch that shadow that I placed to blend it out ever so slightly. So I'm gonna pick that hot pink matte on the same brush. It does have a lot of kickback. Honestly, this palette, I'm trying it for the first time. Like a majority of the products I have tried, just I guess 2 to 3 products that I've not really tried, and this eyeshadow palette is one of them. So it does have quite a lot of kickback, if you can see any better. Yeah, so it's quite powdery. I'm gonna place it on top of the brown. Actually, I wanted more intensity, so I'm gonna pack the shadow first with this sort of a brush. It's the RB11 brush from Rufa Beauty. Yeah, there you go, you see that. I want to pack a punch and then blend it out. Kinda lost the brown, but that's alright. I just wanted it for more depth. I'm going to take this precise blending brush. It's the RB07 and very softly start blending it in small circular motions. Always start with scratching the edge, especially with colorful shadows. Don't go over the shadow directly. And now comes the tough part, actually cutting the crease. Again, I've taken some concealer on the back of my hand. I'm going to use the RB15 cut crease brush. It's just a smaller version of the other cut crease brush. Wish me luck, I don't fuck it up. So quite evidently, I really was in a creative mood today. Also, I wanted to try like as many shades as possible from this palette. And next I'm going to use these 3 shimmer shadows all over my lid. So that is where we landed with today's eye look. I quite really like it. I did not expect to create this look with a Swiss Beauty eyeshadow palette, if you get me. It's so nice and colorful and creative. But a quick review before I jump on and do the other eye as well, that this eyeshadow palette is pretty good for the price. And yes, this statement for the price is actually very necessary here, because firstly, Swiss Beauty, being an Indian, inexpensive, like an affordable Indian brand, is doing a colorful eyeshadow palette. First of all, kudos to you for that. Secondly, yes, I wish and I would have liked some more mattes in there, and actually some of the shades are amazing, but some of the shades are like pretty meh. To start with, this brown shade was so beautiful. It was pigmented, it blended out beautifully. But then coming to this hot pink shade, not really the best matte. It's not the best, but for the price, it's very good. So yeah, the pink was decent. Then here we have the blue shimmer shadow, which was quite okayish. It does not look shimmery, whereas the green shimmer shadow was pretty beautiful. So yeah, I mean, that's like, I do have like a mixed review. Some shades are very nice while others are like pretty okay. But in totality, I would recommend this palette for the price. I quite really like it. And again, kudos to Swiss Beauty for doing a colorful eyeshadow palette. And I would have really never imagined creating this look out of that palette. So yeah, just gonna jump off camera and do the other eye as well. Ooh, so it did take me quite a while to complete both the eyes, and I'm just gonna clean off all the excess with some micellar water and a cotton pad. I am very happy with that eye look, if you could not tell already. I'm gonna use the eyeliner to just line my eyes. I'm not gonna do a wing, just line my lash line. A quick word on the liner. The liner is actually pretty damn good. The tip is fine, but it's not like super fine as well. It's kind of thick, honestly, and it's a demi matte liner, so it's super black. You can draw thin as well as thick strokes from this. It's actually very nice. It settles down pretty quick. So honestly, I quite like this liner. The only con of this liner is that it's not super matte. It's a demi matte liner. It does not budge and it dries down very quick. Like, it settles down very quick and it does not budge easily. So that's a pretty good thing. Next up, I also got this fiber mascara. So it has a mascara side and a fiber side. I really want to try this on probably like not this heavy an eyeshadow where I can actually see the mascara well. So I'm not going to use it completely today. I'm just going to use the generic mascara side to apply a coat, and I've not used this before. So you can expect me reusing this one to its fullest potential in some other video maybe. But I'm definitely going to add falsies, not going to do much to my natural lashes. Also, Swiss Beauty does lashes, and I actually thought that I own one of their lashes. Actually, I did own one of their lashes, but somehow I'm not able to find it. I guess I left it at my friend's place, so basically I don't have it right now. So I'm just gonna go for these Kalalis lashes maybe, and yeah, just pick a pair and add it, and we'll be right back. Alright, so I'm back and the lashes are on. I think I could have gone with a lighter style of lashes, but this was like the lightest style in that Kalalis package, so well. And next I'm gonna go ahead with the Real Makeup base. So this is basically like a strobe cream by Swiss Beauty, and it's pretty damn good. Like, have my word already, I've tried it 3-4 times and I really like it. It is legit a dupe of the MAC strobing cream, or any good strobing cream for that matter. I'm gonna be a little fancy and just massage that all in using a stippling brush. By the way, this is the RB25 by Rufa Beauty again. So instead of a 1 brand tutorial, this is more over like a 2 brand tutorial. I'm really loving these brushes by Rufa Beauty. So yesterday I even washed these brushes after 2 to 3 uses to check if, you know, the bristles of the brushes shed off or not, and I'm pretty damn surprised that they're in such a good shape. And very surprisingly, the eyeshadow brushes are clean after a wash. Like, I used, prior to this tutorial, I used colored eyeshadows with these brushes, and still when I washed them, they're just like new. That's so cool, no? And yes, I'm genuinely not saying all this because yes, I do have a code with Rufa Beauty, but it's not an affiliate code. I'm not getting anything out of it. But if you want to purchase Rufa Beauty brushes, you can use my discount code and get some discount. Strobing cream legit looks so pretty on the skin. You can use it in multiple ways. Either mix it with your moisturizer or just use it on the top points, you know, the high points of your face, for just a natural sort of a glow, or underneath your makeup like so, or mix it in with your foundation for an overall dewy look. So many ways, or just put it on your chesticles and your shoulders for like a body glow. So you can use it in multiple ways. Next up, I'm going to use the primer from the Primer Plus Foundation Duo. And the primer, actually I'm not really a huge fan of. We'll come down to the foundation later, but the primer in this duo, it's a very average silicone. It's silicone based primer, but it does not really do much for my pores. I do prefer my other silicone based primers more over this one. It's not a pore filling one for sure. At least it does not do much for my pores. It feels silicone-y, of course, but not really pore filling as such. So I'm gonna put that in my T-zone. Next up, I'm going to use the concealer first, because the concealer is like my skin tone, or maybe just a tad bit deeper than my skin tone, so it will work beautifully to cancel out the darkness. And instead of swiping the concealer or striping the concealer on my face, I like to take it on the back of my hand off lately. I'm gonna pick some on my RB17 brush. So basically this way, I believe, use much less product, or basically the amount of product that you actually require. And on this concealer, have my word, you can take it, just go buy it and thank me later. It is a very beautiful concealer, and it retails for 200 rupees. That is so good. Like, I really like this concealer. This is like a medium coverage concealer, but it's beautiful, man. I quite really like it. It's medium to buildable coverage, and it's beautiful. Like, I have nothing bad to say about it. It looks like skin and just very nice. Also, just the only con of this product would be that they only have 6 shades, and the one I'm using is the shade 06. So this is like the darkest shade that they have. So this concealer range would only suit, I mean, NC 30 to 35, NC 35 at last. And yeah, that's not super cool, honestly. Maybe you can pick a concealer for your highlighting shade from this range if you're any skin tone deeper than that. But I really wish, and actually want to give this constructive criticism to the brand, that a shade extension is necessary if they want more people to actually try out this beautiful formula. I really wish the brand launches like a shade extension or something, because for 200 rupees it is a steal. Also, it's a very hydrating sort of a formula. So basically it does not dry out your under eyes, you know, throughout the day or so. So the concealer work is done, I believe. Now I'm gonna actually take just one pump of the foundation, because there's pretty much, you know, I mean, there's not much to cover right now, just the sides of my face, and that's pretty much it. So I'm just gonna take one pump of the foundation, and that's it. I'm gonna take that on the RB23 foundation buffing brush and just mesh it in with the concealer. Love the finish of my base today. Can you see that? Flawless base. Love it. Even the foundation, for that matter, is quite, you know, it's very pretty on the skin. And also the shade I'm using, I'm sorry I forgot to mention, it's Natural Sand number 3. I'm unsure how many shades they have. It's just 5 or 6, I believe. Again, I believe it was 6. Yeah, just like the concealer. But again, if you can get your shade, the foundation is actually very pretty. It's a hydrating foundation. It sits very beautifully on the skin. It has a natural radiant finish. It's pretty natural. It's again medium coverage, but it's more like sheer to medium coverage, but I quite like that, especially in person. It actually does remind me of the K-Beauty foundation, just that this one is like a silicone based foundation and that is like a water based foundation. So the texture is different, but the finish on the skin is quite damn similar. Alright, so to lock in that pretty base, I'm going to use a setting powder. I actually got 2 setting powders. One is this one, that is a prime and set primer and mattifying setting powder. So this one is translucent, like so. I guess it's translucent and not stark white. I actually got this one first in the haul, but I was pretty unsure and did not want to ruin the look. So I also got the Swiss Beauty loose finishing powder, that is like a tinted powder. It's in the variant 03. This does have some color to it. I don't know about the coverage part of it, honestly. This is the first time I'm going to use both the powders for that matter. Moreover, that does seem a little dark for my complexion, so I'm a little confused as to what to do. So one by one, I'm going to get rid of the creases underneath my eyes and set it immediately and lightly dust that underneath my eyes. I just prefer a slight tint to my powders, so I'm actually going to use the other powder like on top of it to just get, yeah, actually thank god I didn't use this one. It's a little too deep for my complexion. Because of the rest of the face, it's not bad. It did set the face matte. It does not, you know, exaggerate my texture or anything. It does sit pretty well on the face actually. But even more surprisingly, I like the translucent powder a little more. Yeah, like the translucent powder is again very undetectable on the skin. It just mattifies the skin but very undetectable and does not give you that powdery finish. Whereas the other one is nice, it's beautiful, but it does give that powdery finish to some extent, I would want to say. It's very weird that I kind of like this powder, and I did and I did judge this one a lot in my haul video. Well, having said that, I like the translucent powder. The white translucent powder will give you a flashback, so be careful of that. Probably you can go with the tinted powder and just a lighter shade if you're willing to buy that. And my face does need a little bit of warmth, so instead I'm going to use my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and add just a tad bit of warmth to the perimeters of my face using the RB21 brush. Next up, I'm going to go ahead and add some blush to my cheeks. And if you've seen a couple of my older videos, you know that I love this blush. And yes, it's a super glowy blush. It is a blush cum highlighter, if you ask me. So it is a super glowy blush, but I really like it. I can't help it. I really like this blush. This was sent to me by an Instagram page, I guess Cosmetics at best. A lot of people don't like shimmery and glowy blushes, but if that is your thing, you should give this blush a try, because this does not exaggerate your texture and yet gives that beautiful dewy look. I also wear this you know, in real life a lot of times, and even in person it looks so pretty, is all I want to say. I just really love this blush. See that with this you really don't even need a highlighter. It's very glowy. It definitely is very glowy, and if you have textured skin, you like this blush might not really be your best friend. This blush by Ciate London. This one is a glowing blush. Basically, I don't really exactly remember the name. Let me check. Glow to Illuminating Blush by Ciate London. That is pretty famous, and it was actually hyped by Goss makeup artists, and it's a beautiful glowy blush on the skin. I really believe that the Swiss Beauty one is just a more pigmented version of this blush. I have it in the variant Summer Love. It's again a very pretty blush, but it's not as pigmented. Honestly, I like to wear it more over as on top of my matte blushes. So this is what they look side by side, but like on the skin the finish is so similar. So if you were eyeing the Ciate London Glow 2 Illuminating Blush, you can actually give this one a try. I'm not getting anything out of it. I just really love when I just really love a product, I make sure to let you know. I did my lower lash line off camera, and yes, I did cheat a little bit. So I did use the Lakme Absolute Gelato Collection Ultimate Kohl. This one is in the shade Spearmint, and add it in there in my waterline, and it looks really nice. I'm going to take that on the Rufa Beauty RB20 brush and glaze up my face. The blush was actually glowy, so I don't really need a lot of highlighter in the first place. I still wanted to show you all how this highlighter looks like. So with this highlighter you can actually build it up to like a blinding highlight, or you can keep it subtle as well. So it's very easy to work with this highlighter, and I quite really like this highlighter. Initially I thought, because in the pan this shade looks like slightly deeper for my skin tone, but even in the haul video when I swatched it, it's not really deep for my skin tone at all. Instead this looks very similar to the MAC Soft and Gentle. Let me actually try if they are a dupe or what. Wait, what? They are so freaking similar. I'm not really gonna call them a dupe, but they're very similar, dude. And trust me, these two shades are gonna look so goddamn similar on the skin. And it does look pretty damn similar because I've used the MAC one. And it also looks like this whitish highlighter with a little hue of pink to it. Oh my god. So this is the MAC highlighter, and this one is by Swiss Beauty. They would actually look pretty damn close, I believe, on the skin. I'm wow. Thank you girl later for finding two high-end product dupes in Swiss Beauty. I am shooketh. Alright, so we just left with the lips, and actually I just don't know why, but I got like a deep lip shade. The one I got is this one. It's a No Transfer matte lip in the shade Hot Cherry. I definitely don't want to pair this bright a lip with this look. I really want to do like a glossy nude lip. So what I'm planning is I line my lips with this lipstick and fill it in with the Swiss Beauty gloss. I have this one that is the Gloss Me lip gloss. I got it from Amazon. It's a clear lip gloss and it's pretty damn good. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use a lip brush, pick the product, line my lips with it, and put over a clear gloss and complete the look. I'm just gonna blend the lip line edges towards the inside of the lip and just soften it up. Just gonna top it off with the gloss. Is a very pretty gloss, and you should get your hands on this if you're a gloss person. Also, coming back to the lipstick, I also did try it the other day. It's not, as it says, non-transfer whatever lipstick. It's not completely transfer proof, but to quite an extent it is. It does not transfer a lot. It is a matte formula. It's a comfortable matte lipstick, and it's actually a good lipstick. I'm willing to try more shades from this range. If you guys have tried Swiss Beauty lipsticks in general, just let me know some of the good shades down below, because I was very confused on the shade library on Nykaa. I just could not really make out that what shade it will actually turn out in real life. So let me know in the comments below if you love any specific lipstick from Swiss Beauty, and I'll give that a try. Lastly, to set this all in, I'm going to use the Swiss Beauty setting spray. It's called the Makeup Fixer Natural. Just talk before even using it, I must tell you that I hate it. It is so fragrant. It is like, this is the most fragrant setting spray that I have ever come across. So literally one product that is a big no-no from my end from Swiss Beauty is going to be this setting spray. It's so fragrant. But I gotta do it for you guys, so I'm just gonna very sparingly spritz it on my face. It's very perfumey. Also, the last time I used it, it kind of was stinging my eyes, so I'm gonna be very careful and cover my eyes and then spritz the rest of my face for you guys. This is so perfumey, I could not breathe. Please don't get it. Please, please, please don't get it. It's so bad. I hope I don't break out. Pray for me, guys. Pray for a sister. I did it all for you. Anyways, that's the complete makeup look.